Hi, I'm Rob Carson, host of the Blue Team Warrior podcast, and today I have with me today Mr. Paul Rogers. Thank you, sir, for being here.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I've been really looking forward to this.
Awesome. So, again, it's three easy questions. So, first one, tell me, who you are, what do you do?
So my background is pretty varied, but the biggest one that I've done is about for the past 10 years, I've done systems administration. So I've done Windows, I've done Red Hat Linux. I worked my way up through help desk. So one-on-one with customers, to where the only time they see you is when they're upset because something's broken. Then switching over to server and systems administration with Windows and Linux and kind of different ways those things work together. And then about 2 years ago, I switched over to cyber. So kind of doing some blue team stuff, being able to lead a team on that. And then now what I do is more compliance. So as an ISO, an information
Ah,
system security officer, and I lead that team now. So being able to use my technical background to be on the other side of the coin. When I was a systems
yeah, the
administrator,
sexy side of
yeah.
cybersecurity, if you will.
Oh, absolutely. Like
Yeah.
when I was a systems guy, I had ISOs telling me all the time what to do, uh, because stuff was broken and need patched. Now I get to tell them, the systems guys, what to do. And so that's kind of my background, the Cliff Note version, being able to do that. And so I greatly enjoy it. I love cyber. I love the community that we have, and being able to learn more every day.
Awesome. Well, cool. Well, let's hear a Blue Team Warrior story.
So my story goes with I just started on a team, literally like within 2 weeks of starting, and we had an endpoint product that just was not working. The team had been working on it literally for like 3 months, couldn't figure it out. And we had a red team coming in to test our systems, to be able to say, hey, what's vulnerable? What can we help with? How to work it? And we were getting on meetings with literally director level people and upper management of like, why is this not working yet? And it was literally the Friday before the event, we got it working, got it fixed. Very long and stressful story short, we got it fixed. Then come the event, and they're of course testing. We're seeing things, we're tweaking the tool, figuring some different things out. And then all of a sudden it stops working completely. And we're like, okay, what happened? Well, come to find out, the red team had gotten in. They, of course, found credentials, or they found some things and were able to get into the VMware. So they turned off the NIC card on our server. And one of the things they had done to try to help get it fixed, that week before, was like, let's rebuild it. Let's just start over. I'm like, okay, fine. Well, they actually created a new machine. They shut down the old one, created the new one. The new one worked. Well, when they turned off the NIC card for the red team event, then they rebooted it or shut it down, or who knows exactly what. We never really found out. The old one got turned back on. And so all of a sudden we're working with systems guys and being like, hey, what's going on? This is the broken version. And I kid you not, I wanted to go home. I was so stressed. I'm like, and it was a really neat experience though, to be able to work with the systems guys, with the managers, with the red team. Like, okay, yes, they were testing our response. They were testing how we would respond to our tool going down, which we passed that part, thankfully. But then being able to, okay, what's something out of scope happens? How do you deal with it? Took about 2 or 3 hours. We finally got it figured out. But that was probably some of the most stressful time of broken, fixed, broken again in the middle of an event that upper management is very closely watching. And so thankfully we got that done. We actually had upper management walk through after it got fixed and tell us good job. And so being able to work with the different teams, and we have that red hat, or the blue team,
Mhm.
horror story, and from the red team, and we had some good laughs after it was done, of course. That's kind of my blue team warrior story of it. Just I just wanted to go home that day, but thankfully we got it fixed.
I get it. No, you got to fight through it, right? I used to
Yep,
throw up threat
absolutely.
but and tell people, yeah, maybe it's not a DDoS, maybe it's a DDoS attempt. I'm watching threat but I'm watching all these pew pew maps. Don't worry.
Hmm.
I just need to reboot the firewall, but you got to fight through those things. Like sometimes you get those calls. because they never attack it. You never have a problem at 9 a.m. on a Tuesday.
Oh, no, absolutely not. And you
Wow.
never, it's never good news at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Absolutely. No, it never is. Well, cool. Well, if there's anything else you want to add, if not, let's do a shout out. Anybody you want to thank or
I've kind of got two people. So I've got my wife. My wife is held with me through thick and thin, through stupid job decisions and different things like that. But when we moved out here from Maryland to Colorado about 5 years ago, a lot of things changed with jobs and just family structure and just being in a new place. But she stuck with me through thick and thin. And then on the cyber side, I have a buddy of mine that his name's Will Lorenzo. He has been a guy that I've been able to, he's been sounding board. It's like, hey, what about this? And we do that back and forth. Like, what do you think about this position? Or what do you think about, hey, this new tool or this new certification or working these different things or even different podcasts? And we send stuff back and forth all the time. So it's nice to have that on the personal side, have that person that you can rely on, my wife, but then on the cyber side or work, being able to bounce things off and have that support system. And so I greatly appreciate them both and for different reasons. And I do love my wife and I appreciate you more, dear. Don't get me in trouble.
It's okay to have an office wife. Everybody has one.
Right. And she would
wrong with
probably
that.
agree.
Like she only wants to deal with you half the day. So
Yeah, right.
That's awesome.
And so those are probably the two that I would give shout outs to.
All right, cool. Well, hey, thanks so much for joining us today, and we'll see you guys on the next episode.
All right. Thanks, Rob.